What's up, guys? This is JTQ9 of LVT, and welcome back to the channel. We've got Season 48, War number 11, against the monsters, the leaders of the top of the hill, the king of the castles, TCN, who have monster defenses. And just for this one, as you just saw, I have a newly ranked 3 Wiccan that I'm bringing to war, hopefully to make these fights a little less scary, because now he won't be basically hitting either like a pillow or be able to be knocked down as easily. He might be able to actually take a punch now, so which is exciting. The extra health is great, the extra attack is fantastic, and we have this CGR on node number 4 that I have taken numerous times, seems every war, and this is one of the more efficient ways I've done it. So my strategy here is always parry heavy to get knocked down, get the resist up after that parry heavy, parry again, get the neutralize up, spam the SP2. So it's not an overly complicated fight once you kind of get in the routine, and I feel like I have kind of mastered this particular fight, as I only lost 5% health. So really happy with the way that went down, and you know what, every time it's assigned to me, I get more and more comfortable with it, so it's great. So now we've got the Terrax on node 13, and this one here is a little more challenging because I did speed it up a little bit, as it's a little bit longer of a fight, only because I have to be careful when his rock shield is up, because unfortunately I can't heal back from any of the damage because I'm permanently heal blocked. I have to maintain my distance, so the weakness anyway, so I don't get the the multiple debuffs on where I start hitting really like I'm throwing pillows at him. And I end up pushing him to an SP3 only because yeah, I don't remember why. I figured it was safe, but then I realized I was stunned after. Anyway, so the idea is I'm trying to back out so I don't take too much damage, because I think I have to use Wiccan again. Let that roll off, spam kind of SP2, SP1s just to get him down, and just like that, he does. So not the cleanest fight, I must say, but I had never fought him there before, wasn't sure how he was going to react, and honestly, it's hard to mimic how the fight's going to be through duels, because you can't have the indestructible and stuff working for you. So this next fight I dueled a bunch of times because I wasn't sure how it was going to be. My first time seeing King Groot, I actually had to go in and complete the Winter of Woe just so I could get the final piece for King Groot, just to do some duels, because he's not easy to find right now, and I wasn't sure how his mechanics are going to be. I hadn't faced him yet, so and that's how I got my R3 Wiccan, was to be able to get that. So this particular fight, although he is tactic, it's assigned on the same principle, is get the parries up, and at the beginning you just have to be careful, because he will shrug when he has furies up. He will shrug any kind of debuff you put on, which is why these fights are going a little bit longer. If I had a guidance on him, it would have been a little bit easier, because at least I could parry him freely. But if you're aware of that, honestly, at the end of the day, it's King Groot. I wasn't worried. I had my resists up, so if he did throw an SP2, that happened to be unblockable for whatever reason, I was ready for it. And the SP1, as you know, is pretty easy to dex off as well. So as long as my prowess was up, I was just kind of throwing specials, keeping neutralize up, so anytime he would gain those fury, if I were there neutralized, he would again gain the incinerates or plasma, which would help put him down. So yeah, I really like the King Groot, the look of him, to be honest with you. I think his mechanics are pretty cool. Or not his mechanics, but just his overall look. I feel like the art team did a really good job with him. And knowing that I have him now, I'm excited to actually give him a shot to see how the incinerates work, and instead of the poisons, and to really test him out. So anyway, we'll see what happens. So anyway, moving on to the next one, we have this Wong. That's a little bit challenging. So this one here, again, the idea is I was full suicides in this fight, just to try to maximize the damage as much as possible. I had an APB to get to my SP2 faster. The one challenging thing you kind of have to watch for is that if he throws his SP1 in the blue phase, if I were to dex out, it could possibly trigger the unstoppable. So you just have to be aware of that with whichever one he has up. But I believe from memory that this fight ends up going down relatively quickly, as I did have the power back boost on there. I just have to be careful, obviously, that I don't let him bait too many heavies, so push him to an SP3. And then after that, my third SP2 should knock him out here, which it does. So again, when I'm going into these fights, a lot of the time it's what can go wrong. And then when you try, once you figure that out and you pay attention to that, the rest of it usually comes out a little bit easier. So for this next one, I end up making, oh no, sorry, that's the end of my one. Let's go with that. So TCN, a good game to them. They ended up beating us. We didn't have our best. They had, I think, 1 or 2 deaths that we'd like to have back. And unfortunately, I think that may remove some chances of podium for us. I think we need some help. I think in the last war, I think we have to match Salty or someone else. And then I think we need some help. I think GT40 has to lose or TCN has to lose. Or anyway, I forget the situation of exactly what happens. But we shall see. We have 1 more left. That moves us to 10-1 on the season. That moves me to 45 fights with 4 deaths. So needless to say, I've got a little bit of a streak going, which is nice. My newly R3 Wiccan should put in some good use in the next season as well, but really looking forward to the off season coming up. So thank you all for tuning in, and we will catch you in the next one.